Hello students, today in this video we are going to start a new story. The name of the story is The Necklace. But before starting the story, let me talk to you for a while. Actually, in this modern society, I have noticed many times that there are some people who have a tendency to show off the things that they possess. Is it a right way? Is it a right thing to do? Well, I don't think so. Certainly, money is required for a comfortable life, but when our needs exceed our necessities, it's time to rethink. And there is the theme of the story which we are going to start today. So let's talk about the story and about the author, the theme and the plot of the story in detail. So the name of the story is The Necklace, which is chapter number 7 of your supplementary reader. The name of the author of this necklace is Guy de Maupassant. Let's talk about him in detail. So his complete name was Henri René Albert Guy de Maupassant. He was born on 5th August 1850 in France. Most of his stories he has written during the French-Persian Wars, which was during 1870s. He wrote 300 short stories, 6 novels, 3 travel books and 1 volume of verse. When we talk about the setting of the story has been set up in Paris during 18th century. And the character of the story means whatever the social background and the economic background of the character, that they were very poor but were good people, right? So let's talk about the theme of the story. Actually, as I told you that many people are having the tendency to boast about, to show off. So same here is that the things are not as they appear to be. It is not always like all that glitters is not gold, right? So here also the things are not always as they appear to be. And the second is, be content on what you have is applicable to this story, right? When we talk about the conflict in the story, that is man versus himself, and the second one is man versus society. So here the character, the main character, I would say, Matilda Loisel, she had been struggling as a poor woman because of her desire to be fit in the society. So that was all about this. Now let's talk about the characters of the story in detail. Now when we talk about the characters, we have two main characters in the story. Madame Loisel, whose name was Matilda Loisel, and second one, her husband Loisel. So let's talk about Madame Loisel first. Her complete name was Matilda Loisel. She was a pretty charming woman, but she was complex and dynamic character. She was of selfish nature, of spoiling nature, and she never does the household. She was married to a minor clerk who was a middle class man, and she was always unhappy, unable to accept her condition, and she was a daydreamer. But afterwards, in the second part of the story, she became actually some sensible, and she aged quickly. She became hardworking, and many things changed in her characters. Right? Let's talk about her husband, Mr. Loisel. So Mr. Loisel was a clerk for the Ministry of Education. He was a kind, generous, hardworking, unselfish, loving, and wants to please his family every time. He was of static nature, married to Matilda Loisel, right? So these are the two main characters of the story. Now let's talk about and let's see brief description, or we can say a brief summary of the story through a video. A long time ago, one of the most pretty and charming girls was born. Her grace and beauty was so great that she was meant to live a luxurious life, wearing beautiful clothes, expensive jewelry, and residing in a big mansion. She could have easily been taken as a lady of great wealth. But it seemed that fate played a trick on her and she was born into a poor family. They had no dowry for her. She finally married a little clerk. Loisel in the Ministry of Education, Madame Loisel as she came to be called, was very unhappy with her life. She believed that though she was born beautiful and clever, fate, by not making her born in a rich household and married into a richer one, had played a cruel joke. She imagines vast salons decorated with antique skills, exquisite pieces of furniture, supporting priceless ornaments, where she could give big parties. She wished to live a life that would complement her beauty. And when she and her husband sat down for dinner, while her husband exclaimed delightedly, "Ah, broth, what could be the better?" she imagined delicate meals served on silver plates. Madame Loisel has no fine clothes, no jewels, nothing. And these were the only things she loved. She had a rich friend, an old school friend whom she refused to visit because she felt sorry for herself after meeting her own friend. One evening, her husband came home with an extravagant air, holding a large envelope in his hand. "Here's something for you," he said. Swiftly, she tore the paper and drew out a printed card on which were these words: "The Minister of Education and Madame Rapena request the pleasure of the company of Monsieur and Madame Loisel at the Ministry on the evening of Monday, January 18th. Instead of being delighted, as her husband hoped, she flung the invitation across the table, murmuring, "What do you want me to do with this?" "Why, darling, I thought you would be pleased. You never go out, and this is a great occasion. I had tremendous trouble to get it. Everybody wants one. It's very select, and a very few go to the clerks. You will see all the really big people there." She looked at him out of furious eyes. "And what do you suppose I am to wear at such an affair?" he stammered. "Why, the dress you go to the theatre. It looks very nice to me." Madame Loisel started to cry. "Madame Loisel, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?" he asked hesitatingly. She replied, "Nothing, only I can go to this party as I don't have anything to wear." The husband was heartbroken. "Look here, Matilda," he persisted. "How much would a nice but simple dress cost?" She thought for several seconds, thinking how much money she could make her husband give her without him refusing. At last she replied, "I don't know exactly, but I think I could do it with 400 francs. He grew slightly pale, for this was exactly the amount he had been saving for a gun. Nevertheless, he said, "Very well, I will give you 400 francs. The day of the party drew near, and Madame Loisel seemed anxious. One evening, her husband said to her, "What's the matter with you? You have been behaving very oddly." I am utterly miserable because I don't have any jewelry to wear with." "How stupid are you?" exclaimed her husband. "Go and see Madame Forrester, your friend." and ask her to lend you some jewels. You know her quite well enough for that." She exclaimed, "That's true. I never thought of it." Next day she went to see her friend and told her trouble. Madame Forrester took Madame Loisel to her dressing room and said, "Choose, my dear." Madame Loisel finally chose a superb diamond necklace which she wore with her gown. She was the center of attraction at the party. Everyone noticed her. All men wanted to dance with her. All the ladies praised her. She received many compliments. Madame Loisel felt truly happy and thankful for the first time in her life. When they reached home, she discovered that the borrowed diamond necklace was missing. They looked everywhere but could not find it. Scared of going to the prison, they sold everything they had and borrowed money to raise 36,000 francs to buy a replacement. The husband worked 2 jobs. They shifted to a smaller house, and Madame Loisel, who had dreams of luxurious life, had to do her own work. She came to know what abject poverty meant. In 10 years, they were able to pay back all the money they had borrowed. By then, she lost all her beauty and looked older. What would have happened if she had never lost those jewels? Who knows? Who knows? How strange life is, how fickle. How little is needed to ruin or to save. One day she saw her old friend Madame Forrester walking with her daughter. She was still beautiful and graceful. Madame Loisel decided to go and meet her friend and tell her about what happened. "Good morning, Janie." The other did not recognize her. "I'm Matilda Loisel." "Oh, my poor Matilda, how have you changed?" "Yes, I have had some hard times since I saw you last, and all on your account." "On my account? How was that?" "You remember the diamond necklace you lent me for the ball at the ministry?" "Yes, well, I lost it." "How could you? Why, you brought it back." "I brought you another just like it, and for the last 10 years we have been paying for it. You realize it wasn't easy for us. We had no money. Well, it's paid for all at last." Madame Forrester had halted. "You say you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine?" And she smiled in proud and innocent happiness. Madame Forrester, deeply moved, took her 2 hands. "Oh, my poor Matilda, but mine was an imitation. It was worth at very most 500 francs.